Economics is a set of tools and a set of ways to look at the world that would help you think and produce solutions to problems that you see in almost any context in our social interactions or in our society. My name is Ronnie Razin, and I'm the new head of department at the Department of Economics at LSE. I have to manage a huge department with over 60 faculty, many professional support staff, many professional teaching staff, and many students, undergraduates, master students, PhD students. It's a big monster, but it's a great monster.
I'm Swati Dhingra. I'm an associate professor at the Department of Economics and also an associate of the Center for Economic Performance, which is one of two research institutes in the country housed at LSE. I think what's really important about the Department of Economics at LSE is that we've got very high academic and research standards, and at the same time there's a really serious emphasis on being engaged in societal questions. And those two things together is what makes LSE and the Department of Economics within it a special place.
We cover everything: development, labor, innovation, behavioral economics. We have a very strong team working on political economics. If you're interested in empirical work, we have a wide range of stuff that our faculty are working on, starting from building a new environmental group, which is going to be one of the strongest in the world.
I'm Claire Balboni. I'm an assistant professor of economics here in the Department of Economics at the LSE, and I co-direct Stickard's Economics of Environment and Energy programme. It's a really terrifically exciting time to be working on topics related to environmental economics here in the department. We've seen a huge growth in student interest in this set of topics. We've got tremendous links to policymakers, for instance, through the International Growth Centre, and also benefit from interest and research work on these topics across different departments and centres throughout the school, and most recently the newly launched Global School of Sustainability.
I think we're all very acutely aware of the long tradition of research, academic standards, and most importantly, how much LSE has contributed to important societal advances that have happened, whether that be components of the welfare state, worker rights. I'm currently on leave from the LSE Department of Economics to go to public service at the Bank of England to be on the Monetary Policy Committee, which is primarily intended to inform those debates about how, as a small open economy, we would have to think about how to contain inflation and how to bring about price stability in this very geopolitically charged environment.
Our colleagues are traveling all over the world, conducting research, meeting with government and NGOs in different countries, and co-generating research together. So not only are we transferring knowledge from us to them, but we're also learning from the experience. Research is the main driver of what we do and what motivates us as scholars. It's a very intellectual environment that we're in. The corridors, when we meet people, the discussions we have, you just talk to anybody you meet. It's not a hierarchical kind of institution. It's very informal.
My name is Chris Pisaridis. I'm the Regius Professor of Economics at the LSE, and I've been in the department for 50 years, I think now. Having studied economics for so long, I'm convinced that if we're going to give good economic advice, we need to support it with solid theory, which is backed by data. And that's what we do at the LSE. I was awarded the Nobel Prize for my work on unemployment that started in the early 1970s, maybe 1971 with my PhD. I still tell students when I meet them, find a very important social problem. Think about inequality, think about these technologies that people are saying will take our jobs, and use these techniques of economics to understand what's going on.
In the Department of Economics at LSE, we value very much equality, diversity, and inclusion, and that's something we're constantly working on. The type of students that we want to get is a student that is ambitious. It's a student who's intellectually curious. It's a student who's willing to put in some work, because we're not easy, so going through our programs is never easy, but it's worthwhile.
In today's world, data-driven economic models, technology platforms, machine learning, and artificial intelligence play an increasingly important role, both for businesses and the tech industry, as well as for governments and policymakers. This makes the skills and experiences of economists particularly valuable because, first of all, economists are able to distinguish correlation from causality in empirical data. Secondly, economists have a strong conceptual understanding of incentives and market structure. This is super important for organizations that develop new markets and platforms in our digitized world. And it's equally important for policymakers who are increasingly called upon to regulate these innovative businesses. Third, economists are able to understand equilibrium effects. This means they don't just consider the short-term behavior of one market participant or economic actor, but they also understand the knock-on effects on and the strategic and behavioral reactions of other economic actors, the market, and society as a whole. So equipped with these skills, it should be no surprise that economists and economic-related jobs are found across almost all sectors of the economy. For example, between 2014 and 2019 alone, Amazon had already hired over 150 PhD economists, which makes them the largest employer of tech economists. But many other tech companies have also hired large teams of economists. Just think of eBay, Google, Microsoft, Facebook, Airbnb, and others. In addition to government and policy and the IT and tech industry, I should also mention that accountancy and financial services and banking and investment continue to be key career destinations for our graduates. But economists are also increasingly found in top pharmaceutical companies and across aerospace and automotive, media, and the food and drinks industries. So in summary, economics really does set you up for the future.
I chose to study maths and economics because I really like maths and I've always loved numbers, and I really wanted to find something that would give me the real-world application side of maths. So I decided to pair that with economics.
I think the key thing that the business school does that really adds value for a lot of maths students is we focus on the practicality of it. So often, for example, in my lectures I will include something in the news that's happening that's relevant in the finance field. Very often we get guest speakers, for example, to come and explain how these theories and ideas get applied in practice.
I chose to specialise more in statistics and financial maths because I find it the most interesting. Also, as an economics undergrad, it kind of gives you again that real-world application.
On joint honours programs with business schools such as economics and mathematics, students spend half of the time studying mathematics and half of the time studying modules in business school. So learning those two languages and two ways that people think and two ways that people describe their problems is really important. This is where they can use their ability to think in an abstract way and formulate problems in mathematical terms to solve real-life problems.
So as part of my course, I decided to do a year in industry, and the interesting thing about my year in industry was that I did mine in Germany. I really wanted to have some work experience and a way to put my theoretical learning into practice. Meeting so many other people who had come from all different walks of life, you realize that university is, in some sense, a stepping stone to your ultimate goal.
Students learn theory from their respective areas, mathematics, economics, and management. And apart from that, they learn how to apply that theory to real-life problems.
I think having studied this degree, you can go into a wide range of different careers. And my course gives you the basic understanding of the world and of how the world works. Some of those theories and principles we actually did use them in the real world when I was working in an accounting firm.
In terms of skills, what maths students in particular enjoy about this is the quantitative skills, which often they have, are very, very useful in the finance field and very highly sought after. So being able to show how those skills can actually be applied and add value to a business or to an individual career is really, I think, what students get out of this.
I think Leeds has its own energy and its own vibe that no other city and no other university has.
What excites me the most about economics is simply what it allows you to do. Economics is a toolkit, it's a framework, it's a way of addressing particular questions. And at Exeter, we teach you those skills, the knowledge and the various tools to be able to address any question that you want to. Research and staff expertise lies at the heart of what we do. As is befitting of a Russell Group institution, many of our researchers are internationally renowned researchers publishing in top journals in the field. They bring their own experiences into the teaching. A key resource within the Department of Economics is the Feely Lab, the Finance and Economics Experimental Laboratory at Exeter, where we invite typically students, though sometimes non-students, to come and perform in our actual research. And then we can observe whether their decisions match into the sorts of theories that we are trying to create to better understand the world. There are 2 4-year extensions to our core degree. One is with a year abroad, in which case students get the opportunity to take their 3rd year and study at one of our partner institutions. The other one is with industrial experience, which again is taking your 3rd year and actually going and getting a job out in industry. We, the department, helps you create a portfolio to apply. You then go and actually work within that institution for the year, getting paid and hopefully gaining a whole raft of non-academic experiences to add on top of the academic experiences you get from the talk part of the programme when you're here with us in Exeter. We have several graduates who've gone to work in consultancy firms, accountancy firms or startups thinking about AI, right through to working for, say, the NHS or in banks, given the nature of economics. Hopefully something that I've said about economics and the department and maybe the university has interested you and you're thinking about applying, and if so, I really look forward to welcoming you here to Exeter for your studies.
Originally my plan was to just study economics because it was my favourite A-level, so I thought, you know what, I'll just continue it on into university. And then when researching the course, I looked into the finance element, and Lancaster is really renowned for finance and its accounting and finance side. So I thought, put the 2 in the degree, it's modules that I choose to study anyway. So I just decided to put them both together and I've not looked back since. The programme has covered a very wide range of topics that I really wanted to cover. It's covering topics from both the economic side, sort of the theory side, and then also finance and accounting side, the more practical hands-on side. This program's really sort of helped me build confidence as it's very good practically as well as theoretically. So especially in terms of exams, I'm not only just writing out written theory for my economics modules, but I'm also incorporating statistical methods, mathematical methods into the economic side, and it's also carrying on into the finance side and vice versa. So the 2 sort of subjects really complement each other and build confidence for each other as I'm going through the year.
I think what the programme actually does, it's split between economics and finance. So you've got a balance of both of these subject areas, which actually when you graduate means you've got the chance to take either path. So say for example, you want to carry on to do postgraduate studies, which a lot of students on this programme actually do, then you can either go down the economics route or you can go down the finance route, or you can continue on a programme that covers both disciplines. So you do have a lot of options. I think what's unique about an economics and finance graduate is they're covering 2 major areas in the management disciplines, economics and finance. They're equally qualified in both, and they are highly competent, technical, good students who can really slot into any career opportunity they want.
In the future, I'm planning to get a job in the city down in London, and Lancaster have actually helped me secure a placement in London, which I'm hoping will sort of propel my career into the place where I want to be in the future.